Hi guys, I want to ask you another question today. Do you know your potential? We can know our potential. Now, what I mean by that is not that you know definitively how much you have in the tank or how far you can go, but the fact that you can always go further your whole life long. So do you know your potential? Well, there's some things attached to knowing potential, and there's really three things that I want to take a look at. And the first thing, before you can know your potential, you need to know your purpose. And secondly, you need to know your priorities, and third, you need to know your place. So the first thing to knowing your potential is to know your purpose. And that's why there are so many assessments out there, and that's why we use the Pro-D assessment, where you can understand your potential, and you could actually see it on a graph, how much potential you have and how much unpotential you have, and that's why we always recommend it. But the fact is, you need to know your gifts. What are you good at? What do you laugh about? What do you cry about? A lot of people have said that in the past, and that's true. What drives you? That's your motivator. What gets you up out of bed in the morning? That's an indicator of where your purpose is. You have to understand your purpose, because of so many people have said over the years that when you hit on your purpose, that's the thing you were born for, then you get up in the morning motivated. You're motivated throughout the day. You're motivated to solve problems. You're motivated to tell other people about it. In fact, you're motivated to find really good people, motivating people to hang around. In fact, you'll get people around you. You'll build teams that are motivated. Why? Because you know your purpose. It's your drive. It's what you're born to do. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning. And when you do that, you'll never work another day in your life. And you've heard that because you're excited and you're motivated. You're more well-adjusted. You're more productive when you are moving in your strengths. And that's where your potential lies. You have to know your purpose, because only functioning in your purpose will be functioning in your strengths. And the second thing I want to talk to you about is knowing your priorities. Well, many people set priorities when they don't know their purpose. Well, how in the world will you set the priorities? Because if I don't know my purpose, then I don't know my priorities. I might set them, I might have them on my desktop, I might look at them in the morning and say, these are my priorities today, but then really, if I don't know my purpose, I'm not really driving for anything specific in the long term, then I'm only marking time. Then all I'm doing is 24 hours at a time. Okay, that's another one in the books. That's another one in the books. But actually, I'm just a ship on the open sea, just be driven about the waves. I don't have any destination in mind. So I have to know my purpose. When you know your purpose, your priorities mean something. Your priorities are the engine that will drive you. And consistently nailing your priorities day in and day out are as good as a ship with a great engine and a rudder pointed in the direction you want to go. And that's what drives you. So set your priorities based on your purpose. Don't get involved in things that don't drive you. Don't get involved in things that take you away from your purpose. Your target should always be your purpose. At the end of the day, you want to know that you lived a solid life and that you're about to leave this earth because you lived a long life in your why. And then you'll understand why you're finished. There's nothing more left. And you can rest peacefully. In fact, you can sleep peacefully while you live, knowing you're in your purpose. So how do we do that? How do I stay in my purpose? How do I set the right priorities? Well, it's the old Pareto principle, and that's the 80-20 principle. That first, you have to understand what you're good at. And that will indicate where your purpose lies. What are you are natural at? So when you have that, you set your priorities around that. And to be productive and to constantly be moving and just pulling in more of your potential into your daily workday, or even in your family life, whatever it is spend 80% of your time in your strengths. Because when you do that, life is more fun. Life moves forward. You get more done in less time when you're in your strength. And 20% of the times in the things you need to be addressing, but don't spend 80% of your time on things that are not in your lane. It's not your strength, because then it puts too much drag and then you'll be struggling. No, if you want to be on cruise control, You'll get into the higher altitude of your purpose. You'll be setting priorities with clarity, and you'll be spending most of your time in your purpose, in the area of your strengths, because of what it does for you. You'll think clearer, you'll feel better, you'll stay healthier, you'll have better relationships, you'll have better outcomes. You'll do more things without trying when you're in your purpose than struggling with things when you're outside it. So if you want to reach your potential, do those three things. Understand your purpose, set your priorities based on your purpose, and spend 80% of the times on the strengths that rely on your purpose. I hope that helps you, and that the rest of 2021 will be a more productive year for you. Talk to you next time.